Hi, I'm Mark, and Subliteral Network is my channel. I make art and comics, and thank you for coming in. This is the first video of the new year, and I would like you to remember to hit like and subscribe and to leave your feedback in the comments. Every week, I post my art to Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter 5 days a week, and for those of you who don't see it there regularly every day, this is just a quick wrap up of the work that I posted. You can read my comic strips, Una the Cave Bunny and Tiger Team 3, for free at radiocomics.com. All of these links are in the description. And I am posting videos every week, almost always about work that I've done, but I'll try to kind of mix it up. This is a drawing I did for a series of short comics that I did a little while ago, but I really liked the way the design came out. You see, I gave her this gigantic sword, which was sort of a little bit based on the Japanese handashi, which is a gigantic samurai sword, basically. She sort of lived in this post-apocalyptic area where she hunted dinosaurs, and it was just an excuse to draw dinosaurs and to draw women wearing almost nothing, killing them with this giant sword that I liked, you know. Sometimes you just put stuff together and little stories come out of it. I will sketch these cowgirls a lot as just a way of warming up and getting my drawing going, and if I like them, I'll go back and finish them with some ink and maybe even, you know, throw some color on there. So I wanted to draw cowgirls, but I got tired of the idea of that they always have to appear wearing certain things, like they gotta wear chaps, or they gotta wear a hat, or they gotta wear, like, you know, that little fringed vest they always put on them, like, you know, the pinups back in the 50s, which is fun and it's fine, but I want to try to break out of that, just to add some variety to the whole idea. So I just threw gloves and pasties on this one, and she has like some kind of old-fashioned underwear slip or something that is completely slipping off of her. So, and I gave her the Orphan Annie eyes, which is kind of goofy but still sort of fun. And you know, when you're sketching, you can just do things that you don't have to worry about too much, and out of that can come bigger and more interesting ideas for the more complete pieces that you do. And sometimes the sketches even come out nice enough to show, kind of like this one did. So I threw a little Photoshop color in the back, just to kind of, I don't know, take up some of the space and make it look a little more interesting. Brushing up on my inking techniques for a comic book style work that I want to do. And there are a bunch of techniques sort of that you really probably should get a grasp of. I mean, there's many ways to draw comics, but one of the, you know, a very slick commercial way of approaching the work is something you should probably at least know how to do, even if it's not your preference. So I'm really trying to practice my feathering and proportions, and just sort of to get a commercial superhero look under my belt so I can have it when I need it. I have a pencil version of this that's really cool, and this is it right here. Okay, now we're going back to the ink one. So I just took the time to really try to make very crisp line work, get my thick and thin line going, you know, a line that looks like it starts out thin, gets thick towards the middle, and then thins out towards the end as if you were using a brush or a flexible steel pen. I really like to get that look available because it's just so economical. It's very helpful to making crisp, clear, exciting looking and interesting comics. Plus, you want to make sure that your figures look dynamic. They're not just standing there posing for a picture, but they look like they were actually doing something. Like, you know, Batgirl's getting ready to throw her batarang, and her rope is flying up in the air. I mean, she's in action, and so if you're talking about an action story, you want to really try to get that across as much as you can, you know, to push that and exaggerate it when needed. So that is what I tried to do with this picture, and I think I had success in what it is that I wanted to do with it. Penciled a comic story about a giant woman who goes out to sea and fights even more giant women. That's just the basic idea. And it's surprising sometimes the stuff you can come up with out of just the dumb basic ideas that come to you. Like, you get an idea and you tweak it a little bit and you play with it and you try to make a story out of it. And this is I was just heavily consulting like my anatomy books and just trying to get this certain image going. This, I never inked it. This is the pencil drawing with a little added Photoshop gray just to kind of make the figure stand out. To do this story, I would have to like massively repencil the entire thing, which you start thinking about it and you don't want to do it. But then sometimes you just look at it and you say, I really want to give that a shot. And I've been going back and forth on this for a while. I did a whole bunch of these just very cute plus size secretary pinups. And the goal of this was to make a woman about as big and large as I could do, but still make her just incredibly cute. And this is about as extreme as I pushed it. I used a lot of what they call zipatone, which is plastic transparent sheets with gray patterns on them, as you can see on there. Anything that you see is gray is not gray, but it's a series of dots and lines. And that is zipatone, which they used to use and has been largely replaced with digital tones, digital screen tones they call them, which is cool. They work pretty well. And it's a lot easier than sitting there with a razor blade and cutting these things out and sticking them onto drawings, and then you would trim the screen tones off by hand. And it's still used in Japan in manga a lot, so I hear, although I have no idea how much they started using the digital versions. I suspect a lot because it's so common in those black and white comics. But I sort of dropped out of the habit, but I still like the drawing. I have a lot of affection for it. She just looks so adorable with her 80s technology on her desk.